Everybody, welcome back to Beginner's Mind, Art Mind. It's another snowy, dark day outside, and it makes me so tired. This kind of weather, I need some sunshine. The snow is pretty, but we've been having gray, snowy, icy days every day. I even have some coffee to try to perk me up for the video. Anyways, today we're going to do some experimenting to try to solve a problem that I've been having. We're going to flip through two more incomplete journals that I found last week after I did my flip through toward the end of the video of all my incomplete journals. Then I found two more. So I'm going to flip through these two, and then I'm going to flip through this little handmade one and tell you a little bit about how I made this. I may even do a video at some point on how I made this junk mail one. And depending on how long the video runs after I do the flip throughs and after I show you a little bit of experimentation I'm doing with my camera lighting setup, I may flip through one of these. Either this one or this one. We'll see how long the video takes. I'm going to start with the art journal flip through. As you can see, I'm doing it with a black background this time, and that's part of what I experimented with in the second part of this video. So stay tuned after the art journal flip throughs to see the differences that I found between photographing and filming on the black background compared to the white background. The other thing was that there were two little tiny sketchbooks that I forgot to include in my partial art journal flip throughs last week. So I think I'll start with that. I'll start with these little guys. So this is the Stillman and Byrne. I think it's the Epsilon series. Can't quite read the writing. This one is gouache. It's also gouache. The gouache that I use is M. Graham and whole beam gouache. Okay, so that's it for that partial one. And then this was I don't believe I did this one in my last one. I did the other Etcher sketchbooks that I have, but I don't think I did this little tiny one. So this is watercolor. Maybe I'll back this out a little bit. These look like they're from 2018 and 2000. Looks like they're all 2019 actually. I love doing little thumbnails like this in these landscape sketchbooks. It's a really fun way to explore in a small space. I really love some of these more expressive ones. This was plein air paintings that I did down at the Connecticut River. fried eggs. I think that was for one of the Strata challenges. Actually, I think this was too for one of the Strata challenges, a painting from life. Okay, so that's it for the little etcher. And this is a little homemade journal I mentioned in my last video. I made this out of junk mail. I gessoed different pieces of junk mail and collaged bits together, and I left little rough edges when I added the collage elements, and it's really one of my favorite little journals. The pages have a really thick, funky feel to them, which is fun. I think this was inspired by a Misty Maughan class. She likes to use a lot of words in her work. I think most of these are acrylics. I don't have a date on this journal. I wish I had put a date on it. This was something we did for church. It was supposed to represent packs of seeds, and you would plant the seeds. So then I would put like, oh, I know, we were, the Episcopal Church, we were coming up with our rule of life, and so you would plant the seeds, and then I came up with cute names for the seed companies. So this is Faith, and then the seed company was I Believe Seed Company. Self-care and self-love. You Are Awesome Seed Company. Relationships, Love Each Other Seed Company. These two pages, I believe, were done with Golden Open acrylics. I think these were some of my early explorations with them. And like I said in my last video, I have a Paint With Me. I think it might be a sped up time-lapse video of me painting her on my YouTube channel. Oh, there is a date. 3/16/21. That must be when I painted that, because this journal actually, I think, was made much earlier than that. I know I didn't actually make this whole journal in 2021, but yeah, so if you want to see her being painted, check my playlists and you'll see the one of her being created. So that was really a fun journal to make and a fun journal to fill with some fun expressive work. This looks like it has 1, 2, 3 signatures sewn in. And it looks like each signature has three sheets, so 6 pages. So this is the setup where I normally do my flip throughs and film them, and where I photograph my artwork. And I've been having trouble with exposure, as I mentioned in my last video. I think the white mat is overexposing everything. It's causing the pages to be overexposed. So even if I just change the angle of the camera, you can see it a little bit. So anyways, what I have done is I took some black gesso, some Liquitex black gesso. I'm sorry, gray gesso and some black. It's not Benadryl, it's black gesso. And I've mixed them together. And I've painted two sides of this cardboard. Let's see if I can show you better. A big piece of cardboard with a mixture of black and gray gesso. So what I'm thinking of doing is trying to do some photographing of some journal pages on this and the white, and then also doing some flip through, some looks at journal spreads on video on the black and the white. So doing both photos and some video. And I have a feeling, you know, the black is going to have less of a contrast shift, which is something I've really been struggling with, the contrast shift, and less of a color shift, which both are not easily correctable in photo editing. Whatever the iPhone is doing, it's just skewing things so much. And it makes it frustrating. When I did the flip throughs in last week's video, I could see in the camera that the colors weren't coming out right, especially with the watercolors. It's heartbreaking because that beautiful transparent color that comes with the watercolor, it just was like really harsh. The values shifts looked harsh, the colors looked harsh. So let's see what happens if I do some experimenting with this. So let's get to it and see what happens. Okay, so let's see what things look like on the white. Flip through a few pages, and I'll take some photos, and then I'll do the whole thing over again and with the black background. Yeah, see, I can even see through the camera thing that this isn't coming out right. These colors are just too dark. The contrast is too high. It's not reading right. Okay, and in here, it's way too contrasty. Okay, so that's on the white. I'll take some pictures, and then we'll move to the black. Okay, now here's some video clips with the black background. And I'm betting it's going to come out way less overexposed, less contrast, and more true colors, not so dark. So there's one. Okay, and I will say here, there's a lot more to this journal, but I've already loaded a full flip through of that onto my YouTube channel in the past. So if you look under my art journal flip through playlist, you'll be able to see the full flip through of this one. Now I'll take some photos. So watching this slideshow back was kind of remarkable for me. The first photo in each case is on the white and the second photo is on the black. And in every instance, the photo taken of the journal spread on the black was more accurate. There was only one instance where it looked like maybe the contrast could have been boosted, but it was still a more accurate photo on the black. The colors were more accurate, but even more so, the contrast was more accurate. This is the one with the ravens. It looks like maybe on the black it could use a boost of contrast, but it was more accurate. Before I sign off, I just have to show you all the moaning I did in the beginning of the video about the cloudy days. But today, the sun is out. And it is a gorgeous day. Look at all that beautiful sunshine. Oh, so nice. It makes such a difference to have the sun shining. All that serotonin lifting sunshine and vitamin D. Okay, so we'll save these 3 journals for another video. I'll probably end up doing these 2 in one video. And because this one's so fat, this will probably be a video of its own. Okay, so thanks for hanging out with me today and doing the tiny journal flip throughs and also the experimentation with the white background, photographing and filming on the white background versus the black background. I found that so interesting, and that's really going to help me going forward. I hope it helps you. I hope some of that information is useful for you. So I hope it's as sunny where you are today as where it is here in southern Vermont. I'm really enjoying the sunshine, and I will see you in the next video. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Take care. See you in the next video. Have a great week.